Hi, this is Scott from Only Factory Direct, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Mackie HR624MK2 Studio Reference Monitors. Now, these are active studio reference monitor speakers, and when I say studio reference monitors, what I mean is these are true studio recording monitors. So a lot of times people that do a home studio recording, or they're building a little recording studio somewhere, you really want a speaker that's going to have the ability to really replicate all the instrumentation very clearly and very precise. And with regular little monitor speakers that you would normally use with a computer or a home stereo type speaker, something like that, they definitely sound great, but those are really made for a final mix to go through. When you're mixing and trying to layer sounds and things like that and make an actual mix, you want everything to really be as precise as possible. So by that I mean, if you take a mic and you put it in front of a guitar amp, you want the sound of that guitar amp to be represented when you mic it as close to that sound that's coming off the amp as possible in your final mix. So you need a reference monitor that's going to be able to take and replicate that sound almost exactly and put it into the spatial sound spectrum that you're mixing in. So you want something that's going to be a really clean mix. You want something that's going to give you a really accurate and precise replication of the original sound. And a real true studio reference monitor will do that. Mackie, they're at the top of their game. They've been making these things for years, and these are professional grade studio monitors. These aren't just for the home studio guy. These are for professional recording studios. Big time recording studios use these same monitor speakers. So with that being said, let me tell you some of the features and functions of these little bad boys. Now these are a 6-inch speaker, and you've got a couple of cool little functions and features here. These have a power switch on the front of them, which is kind of a different feature. The MR8s and the MR6, which is another series that they have, doesn't have the power switch on the front, which is kind of nice. And a lot of different connectivity on the back, which I'll show you in just a second. I'll show you all the bells and whistles that this thing has. Now this is one thing that's really cool about these speakers. These are THX surround sound certified. So if you're doing surround sound mixing and you want that true surround sound THX experience, you can get that out of these. These are really great for that type of thing. So it's kind of all the new rage. If you're doing video work or any kind of thing like that, you want that true surround sound mix, these are a great speaker to go for with that. Now normally I don't like to do any kind of audio on a video. We're using a small little camcorder with a tiny little microphone, and you just can't get a true representation of what something sounds like. That's another reason why we have a solid 30-day no-hassle money-back guarantee. We like to be able to have you take it home, plug it in your own studio, listen to it, and really get used to it and familiar with it in your own setting. And if they don't work out for you, then you can send them back, because it's almost impossible to really know over the internet what something's really truly going to sound like. But I will give you a little playing example. This is a piece of music that's kind of a blend of world music and rock music, and it has a lot of different variations of instruments and things like that. So it's kind of a good representation of just the clarity of these. There's a Yali tambour, which is a Middle Eastern instrument that's being played with a bow. There's some hand percussion and things like that, some tambourines and shakers and stuff like that. All of those instruments are really crisp and clear, and when you mic them, you want to get that pure, true sound, and you really get that out of these monitors. Fast forward a little bit to something a little more... why a studio reference monitor is a great thing. Right there we had a full drum set, bass guitar, regular guitar, we had the Yali tambour, some violin, a lot of different instrumentation going on there, all having a very unique tonality to them, and you really want to replicate that tonality and get it into the mix to where certain frequencies aren't beating up on each other, things like that. You don't get phase cancellation, those types of things. So I can't say enough about these monitors. They're really great sounding monitor speakers. So I'm going to flip them around to the back real quick and show you what the back side looks like, show you the connectivity on them, and that type of thing. Okay, taking a look at the back side and the connections on the HR624MK2s. There's a couple of different cool functions and features on these that you don't see on some of the other Mackie monitors. This has a little switch here. It's got an A, B, and C, and it's called acoustic space. And what this does is you can set these according to the acoustic space that you're working with. So they have a couple little diagrams here at the top. If you're at quarter space, your console's sitting in the middle and you have your speakers off in your corners, then you want to use A. If your speakers are sitting right at the corner of your mixing console, B is really great. And if your console is away from the wall and really kind of in the middle of your mix room, and you have your speakers right there, then you want to use C. So that's a really great little function there, because that makes a huge difference. I've done a lot of things with for Orlex and some of the sound dampening and sound projecting tiles and things like that you use to kind of tune an acoustic environment. And it's really great that Mackie added that to these, because it kind of does the same function. It really projects the sound into the area that you're sitting in. Your true listening space is filled with that mix. So that's a really great function there. Again, you got the THX logo here, so you can see that these are THX certified. Okay, you've got your input sensitivity, so you have like an input volume essentially. Your acoustic space switch here, your low frequency filter and your high frequency filter. And then you also have 3 levels of power mode. So you can have it on a standby mode, you can have it on auto on, or you can have it on. So there's 3 different settings there, but again you have the power switch on the front that you can override and turn the power on and off with. Your connections are going to be down here on the bottom, so a little bit different than on the back panel there, because they have a lot of extra things going on there. They move the inputs down here, so your power plug inputs over here. Then you've got your RCA, you got your balanced XLR, and your, it says phone jack here, so you have a 1/4 inch phone jack. So really great quality speaker. Again, I can't say enough about Mackie's monitor speakers. They make really great quality monitors, reference monitor speakers. So if you got a little studio, or you're getting ready to record and mix a great new hit record, then you want to check out the Mackie HR624MK2 at onlyfactorydirect.com.